Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to Jessie Kate Creates. Today we are taking a 6-year-old unfinished card project and finishing it using items from my stash. Before I show you the unfinished cards, I want to show you the paper pad I used. This is the first paper pad I ever purchased. It was $5 at Walmart. I believe they still have it, and I bought it back in 2015. The designs are very pretty, but the paper is quite thin, so that is something you might want to be aware of. Like I said, when I bought this paper pad, I really wanted to make a one-sheet wonder I had seen on Pinterest, and if I can find it, I will link it down below. There are a couple of these cards that I used the only die set I had at the time to finish them off and turn them into cards. But for the most part, they're unfinished. Oh, and on this card, I dropped the ink pad on the edge of the stamp right there and then thought, well, maybe if I do that to all the edges, it'll look like it's supposed to be like that. I'm still not sure I like this card and I still don't know how to fix that one. But all of these other unfinished cards, they're blank. I maybe added some embossing with my scoreboard like you see there. And you'll notice that some of the designer paper has been matted with black cardstock. But for the most part, they're all blank. I also brought in some glitter paper to add a cute little accent to the cards, but I really didn't know how to finish these cards off. I didn't really have a lot of stamps or images. I didn't even really know what types of cards I wanted to make. And so the one sheet wonder was a little bit overwhelming to me at the time. But this year, I really want to use what I have in my stash. I really want to get rid of the unfinished projects. So all of these cards I will be donating. The cards today are all birthday cards or hello cards, as those are easy to donate to a variety of different local and national organizations. So this one sheet wonder made 14 cards, and I liked these cards so much and had extra supplies that in the end, I made a second set of cards using these same supplies, and I will show those all at the very end. Now let's move on to supplies. I am using the Lawn Fawn Happy 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 stamp set. This is great if you are just starting out. There are lots of sentiments. I took Happy Birthday and I white heat embossed that on black cardstock. You may see a mistake there. We'll talk about that in just a minute. I am also using the Lawn Fawn Scripty Sayings stamp set. I think these are absolutely adorable, and I love the Hello You and Happy Birthday. I've taken both of those and mounted them on a large stamp block. When I am making a lot of cards at once, I like to mount things on the same block. That way I can just flip it around when I need to use it, like you see there. And for the star of these cards, I am using these stickers that have been in my stash for who knows how long. They're adorable. I got them for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and they will work great for making this project. So on to actually putting the cards together. When I'm mass producing cards like this, I like to do similar steps at the same time. So first we're adding the sentiments and the stickers to the cards. I'm just going through and deciding which sticker I want to use, where I want it on the card, and where I want the sentiment. The foam on these stickers isn't always the best, so I am using wet glue to make sure everything adheres well to the card. And I'm sure by now you've probably noticed that the sentiment strips say birthday happy instead of happy birthday. I have to be honest, it was a late night after work when I was making these cards. So it honestly wasn't until the next day when I was showing these cards to my mom that I even noticed my error. But luckily it was really easy to fix. I just correctly heat embossed Happy Birthday onto black cardstock and glued it right over the top. So at the end, when I show you all the cards, you will see that they say Happy Birthday on them correctly. In total, I made 28 cards with this project, but today I'm just showing you how I put together 5 of the cards, since the process for making these cards was pretty much all the same. But at the end, I will show you all of the cards that I made. Now, I think that this robot dog might actually be my favorite card from all of these. I just think that is absolutely the most adorable image. Now onto these next few cards, instead of using the sentiment strips, I'm going to be stamping. I'm using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, And I'm just test stamping this onto a piece of scratch paper before I stamp it directly onto my card base. And for this card, I thought there was so much space that I could actually fit 2 of the little monsters onto my card. So I'm just picking out the ones I want and adding them. And these only had one tiny little piece of foam tape on the back, so I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of extra foam tape to those and then stick them down onto my card. And with these stickers, you might notice that they're actually doubled up. So what I decided to do, and you'll see me do it here in a second, is to peel these apart. That way I could actually get kind of more bang for my buck, literally, and I could make even more cards with these stickers. I did use an adhesive eraser to get rid of a little bit of that leftover adhesive, but I think they came out super, super cute. So for this next card, again, I'm doing stamping, and I really wanted to use that happy birthday to you sentiment, but with the monster I wanted to use, it just didn't fit on the card. So instead I decided to use Hello You. So one of the reasons I like using clear stamps is because I can see exactly what I'm doing and where things will lay on my card. So I'm stamping that down, and then I'm going to add my monster to the card. And that finishes off that card. Nice and simple. With this one, the adhesive was pretty sticky, so I wasn't able to separate it, but that's fine. It's not too thick, and I still think it's really adorable. Now that the images and sentiments are on all the cards, I'm going to go through and add some bling. These are puffy dot stickers from the Dollar Tree that have been hanging out in my stash for a very long time. They matched the pattern paper and the stickers really well. The colors coordinated nicely together, so I really wanted to use them up here. So I'm just going through each card and deciding where exactly I want to place my bling. If you've seen any of my other videos, then you know that this is always the most time-consuming part of the project for me. I don't know why, it's just so hard to decide where those little embellishments and bling should go. Anywho, the glue, like the adhesive on the back of these stickers, was not very sticky at all, so I am definitely making sure to use my wet glue on these. And when I made these cards, I actually liked them so much that I decided to remake them since I had a bunch of leftover monster and robot stickers and puffy stickers. I thought, you know what? And I still had this exact same pattern paper in the paper pad that I showed you at the beginning. So I thought, why not make even more cards since I have all of these supplies? I did decide that since I'm donating these cards, and some organizations can't take cards with glitter on them for various different reasons, that instead of using glitter paper, I would use some silver metallic paper. And that worked out really well because I didn't have any more silver paper in my stash, but I think the cards came out super cute just the same. So this year, 2 of my big crafty goals are to use up the items in my stash instead of always buying new things. I have so much paper that I want to use before I start buying more paper pads. And I also want to donate more cards this year. So I think a project like this would be a great way to use up a bunch of pattern paper in your stash, use up stickers or other ephemera and embellishments you have in your stash. You can make a bunch of cards quickly, whether that is to donate, to give away, to sell. I just think this would be a great project. All right, guys, so now I want to show you all of the cards that I made over 2 days. First, here you are seeing the original 14 unfinished cards. These were so much fun to make, and I think they turned out super cute. I think it would make anyone happy to receive one of these cards in the mail. They were super easy to do, and I'm so happy because it means I am that much closer to my crafty goals of using up my supplies and donating cards. So that was set 1. Now I'm going to show you set 2. These were all done off screen, and like I said, really the only difference is that I used metallic paper instead of glitter paper. I had a lot of the puffy dots left over, so I added more of those onto the cards. You'll see that with these ones. But again, I thought these cards were super cute and really fun to make. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun sitting down and doing this project and just kind of playing around. I still think that the robot dog is probably my favorite card of them all, but you will have to let me know in the comments down below which card from these 2 sets is your favorite. I would love to hear. Or if you have any tips on good ways to use up supplies from your stash, please let me know and help me out as I am on my journey to use up paper and donate more cards this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I made these cards and seeing all 28 finished cards. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!